Tomorrow marks 2 years since Russia invaded Ukraine, and this war has disrupted the lives of millions of people.
And people from Texas have been there to lend a helping hand. We've seen it firsthand. KPRC2 is the only station to have traveled to Eastern Europe and the Ukraine border to document the humanitarian crisis. This morning, Zach Lajwe shows us how Texans continue to help 2 years later.
Days after Russia invaded Ukraine, Texans were on the ground in Eastern Europe helping Ukrainians fleeing war. Volunteers with Texans on Mission, commonly known as Texas Baptist Men, a Texas-based disaster relief organization, first converted Baptist churches throughout Poland into temporary shelters to help refugees move west. As the need evolved, so did the response. 2 years later, Texans on Mission is planning to create community by constructing communities.
Some of those next steps include building houses, churches, schools in Western Ukraine.
Rand Jenkins, Chief Strategy Officer of Texans on Mission, explains the plan came together after meeting with a delegation of leaders from throughout Ukraine.
So many cities have welcomed in 30,000, 100,000 more people than they're used to supporting.
Rand says a lot of the ministry work that continues is a direct result of the early work that took place in churches throughout Poland.
It's been a neat shift.
On the 1-year mark of the war, we traveled to a small town in southeastern Poland, Ciechów-Duże, where Houston native Amber Poole and her husband Paul ran the Cross the Border House, a sanctuary for Ukrainian refugees.
We started receiving people on February 24th, 2022, and it started with just a handful of people and grew to 40. Those 40 people stayed with us until the beginning of August 2023. So for 18 months, we lived together in this shelter, in this house.
Although the space doesn't exist, the work continues.
We still take care of, I'd say, 2 families outright, you know, their rent, their food, their clothing, etc., and others medicine perhaps, or filling in with childcare, filling in with this or that. We just paid for a funeral because one of our residents lost his battle with cancer.
Through these lived experiences, Amber wrote Sunflowers at My Table, War Diaries of a Ukrainian Community, a nod to life post-war, how strangers of different nationalities became family.
Strangers, now family, that's one silver lining here. Amber says the money from the sale of the book will go directly to the care of the Ukrainians they continue to help, and we of course put links to the book, the Cross Border House, and Texans on Mission, formerly known as Texas Baptist Men, inside this article on our website, clickhouston.com.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Zach.
Zach, thank you.